for joining us. Today is our rule development workshop. We will be covering a number of different potential rezonings. One, Hamilton Gardens targeted rezoning affecting Horizon and West Orange High Schools, Sanctuary at Lakes of Windermere, New School 30E SE3, New School 90 K8 N7, New School 132 MW4, New School 89 EW4, and 114 EW4, and we'll cover what those all refer to in just a few minutes. Orange Center K8, and we will begin by taking roll call. We do have members, most members present, but we have some members participating electronically, so I'll do a quick roll call vote. Member Gallo?
Present, Madam Chair.
Member Lopez?
Present, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Member Colbert?
Good afternoon.
Vice Chair Gould?
Present, thank you.
Member Felder? Member Felder?
Present, I'm here.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say she's joining us electronically, but she might not be on. You are on. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Dr. Castrodemo?
Oh, yes.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Good afternoon. Member Byrd?
I'm present. I'm present, Chair.
Oh, thank you. So, and that means that we are all present and accounted for. And I want to remind the public that board members will not be engaged in outside electronic or digital communication during the meeting. So if you need to reach us, please do so after the meeting. And with that, before we begin formally our meeting, I'm going to ask that you rise, join us in a moment of silence, and then if you would join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And now the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. We will be taking public comment today. I think many people have gotten used to our new format. We will take public comment both from anyone present in the room as well as those who may have called in on the phone. And let me check before we get started. Do we have anyone on the phone?
We do not have anybody on the phone, and we have received no sign-in speakers for those who may be in person.
Okay. Well, we will check back as we get to each of these rule development hearings so that we can determine if anybody has joined us. With this, Dr. Jenkins, I'll recognize you to introduce Ms. Gowan. McGowan.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. It is that time of year we need to look at our rezoning, redistricting plans, potentially, mostly surrounding our new schools. Dr. McGowan and her team will take us through it.
Okay, thank you. And good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce staff that is with me today. On my right, I have Dr. Andy Westerman, and to my left, I have Stacy Neal and Renata Parapche. Each of us will present a part of the program today. Today, we're bringing you quite a few rezonings. Two of them, the targeted, will take effect if approved in August of 2021. The 5 relief schools and the conversion of Orange Center to a K8 would all commence in 2022. We have notified our parents through Connect Orange. We sent a reminder last week so that everybody would know for today. So we're hopeful that folks are not unhappy with what we have.
Ms. McGowan, can you pull your mic in just a little closer?
Sure.
Thank
Is that
you.
better?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
For our viewing audience, we do have a school board rezoning process, JC, and the steps are listed on the slide in front of us. Today, we are at the Rural Development Workshop, and our next public hearing will be April 27th. We talked about having targeted and relief schools. We also have another type of rezoning. It's called a technical. We give them these names so we understand how many students are involved. A technical rezoning has no students involved. Targeted is generally a specific neighborhood, a small number of students. And a relief school is a brand-new school, and it is a large number of students that could be affected. For this rezoning cycle, we held our community meeting on March 3rd. Today, we have our rule development workshop, and on April 27th will be our public hearing. You heard earlier as the names of the relief schools were read off, such as 30E SE3. This is our naming convention. The 30 is a real estate property number. The E represents the type of school, elementary, middle, K-8, or high. The SE is the learning community, in this case, the Southeast. And 3 is the board member district. As part of our rezoning, the board has, over the years, established a grandfather transfer. If a student applies for a grandfather transfer, there's 3 different criteria. A student has to meet one of these. One, if a student has been rezoned by OCPS 2 or more times during a school level at the current address, who has been rezoned from an established school to another established school. In this case, the student may remain at the existing school. And if they are rezoned to a relief school and they're in grades 5 or 8, they can apply for the grandfather transfer. And there's no transportation, and each student has to meet the eligibility. On our website, we have all the information we're presenting today, what we did at our community meeting, and many other pieces of data. So for folks who are watching, we would go to ocps.net, newcomers, how to enroll in school rezoning. At that point, they could open it up on rezoning currently in the works, and they can see an awful lot of information. The grandfathered transfer information is also on our website. We'd hit transfers, we would come over, and I apologize, we'd hit transfers, and it takes you to the page and to the request form. We want input from our community, so for each separate rezoning, there is a specific survey link for folks to go to provide us their input on the different options. Prior to our next meeting, which would be the public hearing, any additional input we would need by Friday, April 23rd. Families can provide their input via this survey. They can do it by a petition of their neighborhood, or they could email me directly. We do ask families only to send us their input one time so that when you get the information, you're not reading multiple inputs from one family. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Westerman for him to go through the 2 targeted rezonings.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, Dr. Jenkins and board. Our first one is Hamilton Gardens. The targeted area is in yellow, and it's currently zoned for West Orange High School. There are 8 OCPS high school students currently residing in the targeted area. It's recommended to move the targeted area from West Orange High School to Horizon High School attendance zone. If this is approved by the board, this is what the 2 zones will look like. Input from the community so far, we've had 50 in support and 2 that oppose. They're supporting rezoning to Windermere High School. Dr. Jenkins?
Okay, I'm going to check again. We have no public input, correct?
We do not.
All right. Member Gould, or recognize.
Just,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just for the board's information, this is the only community that is actually in the footprint of Horizon West that isn't with its kind of rest of its community, so it was left out. And then the rural settlement begins, which is another community that identifies completely differently. So I just wanted to share that.
Any other comments from board members? All right. Is there, go ahead, Dr. Jenkins?
I was going to say, we just need a consensus to move forward with the process.
So it would be my recommendation that we move forward with this targeted zoning in my district.
All right, does anybody have a different opinion regarding this? All right, as the representative for this district, we appreciate that. And the staff has direction for next steps. Dr. Jenkins, you're recognized.
We're just going to keep rolling through each of those segments. Continue.
All right, our next one is Sanctuary at Lakes of Windermere. This involves both an elementary and a middle school rezoning. The first map shows the targeted area currently in the Independence Elementary Zone. This area is projected to have 15 elementary students. It is recommended to move the targeted area from Independence Elementary to Sunset Park Elementary. If approved, this is how the two new zones would look. This is the area between the two. The area is projected to have about 15 middle school students. The next area is the middle school. We're looking at Bridgewater Middle School being rezoned to Horizon West Middle School. It's projected to have 8 middle school students. It's recommended to move the targeted area from Bridgewater Middle School to Horizon West Middle School. If approved, the two new zones would look like this. The area circled here is the area in question. And we've had one in support and one in opposition from the community response. Dr. Jenkins?
All right, thank you. Any, Dr. Enval? Yeah, that's true. Dr. Enval, any comments from the public?
There are no comments
All right,
from the public.
Vice Chair?
Again, this one kind of makes sense with the how proximity to the schools as well as the travel patterns. So it would be my recommendation that we would adopt this.
All right, any disagreement, any members of the board? Seeing none, we have clear direction to the superintendent and her staff. We'll move on to the next.
Turn it over to Ms. Neal.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm presenting Relief School 30E SE3, which is scheduled to open August of 2022. The first map, let me orient you with the map. The red lines are the current elementary school zones. So this one here is Meadowwoods. Oh, it's not working for the outline, but you see Meadowwoods. There's the south red line is the Osceola County borderline. And then there's to the right, there is Boggy Creek Road. If you follow it from south to north, you'll notice that most of the growth is in that area of 30E SE3. Pink, anything in pink is what's planned, meaning there's growth that's coming. Yellow is what's platted, so the ground is probably broken and being cleared away. Anything in green is already underway, meaning you're seeing rooftops. This one shows 30E, so just to show the location of 30E SE3. We have 112E SE3, which is outside of the 10-year CIP, but we wanted to make you aware that it is out there. The next is option 1, reminding you yellow is the new school zone, 30E SE3. Anything in purple is the Weatherby's school zone currently, would be the new Weatherby Elementary School Zone, and anything in orange is the Wyndham Lakes Elementary School Zone. Want to point out the informational bubbles. So let's do 30E SE3, And you see PPC, which is the permanent program capacity of 791. Proposed resides in that proposed zone would be 855, with projected for the 2022 school year 840 to 870 students. Each of the options have these bubbles. Weatherby Elementary has a PPC, permanent program capacity of 758, with proposed resides 1,002. Projected for the 2022 school year, 1,050 to 1,080. Wyndham Lakes Elementary has a permanent program capacity of 768, with proposed resides 550. Projected for the 2022 school year, 460 to 490. The next slide is our data table. Just to run you through the first one, we'll use Weatherby Elementary. So the first column is this program the name of the school and the school's permanent program capacity. So Weatherby, everything that was on the bubble is here on this chart with additional information. There's enrollment, the next column from October 15th, 2020, and that gives you the percentage of white, black, and others, percentage of non-Hispanic, Hispanic. So for Weatherby Elementary, the enrollment for October 15, 2020 was 1,067, 73% white, 15% black, and 12% other, 31% non-Hispanic, and 69% Hispanic. The next column would point out the current number of students residing in that zone, 1,252. Proposed resides with this option, percentage white, black, others, percentage non-Hispanic, Hispanic, is column 4, with projected students in 2022. So Weatherby, 1,002, 71% white, 17% black, 12% other, 34% non-Hispanic, and 66% Hispanic, with projected residing for the 2020 school year 1,050 to 1,080. We have column 5, which is farms, meaning free and reduced meals, with current 38%, proposed 38%. Exceptional student education is the 6th column, and that is 10% current, 9% proposed. The last column is English language learners, and that is 25% and 25% proposed. Give you a second. Okay. We have option 2. Once again, Weatherby is in purple, and you'll notice that in the southern portion of Weatherby school zone, we have students would be rezoned to Meadowwoods. The southern part of Meadowwoods, those students would be rezoned to Wyndham Lakes Elementary School. That is the small change on option 2. The data table. Okay. Option 3. Option 3 remains the same with a change from students Weatherby to Meadowwoods. You'll notice that we leave students in Wyndham Lakes from 30. The data table. Okay. Option 4. Option 4, Weatherby remains, so no students are moved into Meadowwoods from Weatherby. However, there is that small portion of students that we leave in Meadowwoods and the other portion in Wyndham Lakes, or we put back, or we take into Wyndham Lakes. the data table. Okay, side by side maps of all the options. And we give you an options overview for 30E SE3 with a 10-year projection. So you'll see 2022 students projected for 2026 and 2030. So as of yesterday or today, option 1, we had 3 families in support, 7 opposed for option 1. Option 2, 5 families in support, 5 families opposed. Option 3, 8 families in support, 2 families opposed. And option 4, in support, 4 families in support and 6 families opposed. It is the superintendent's staff recommendation for option 3. If approved, this would be the new school zone. Another look at the data table. That concludes my presentation of 30E SE3. Dr. Jenkins.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Member Colbert, you're recognized.
Thank you. Dr. McGowan's team worked really hard on this one. As you board members, particularly those in the West, know, when you have so much growth, new school, multiple schools are affected. So they tried really hard to have minimal disruption as well as the best balance. And I believe that option 3 achieves that best balance for all 4 schools while also taking into consideration the extensive new growth that will be coming both into the Weatherby area and 30. So I would also concur and recommend option 3.
All right, thank you. And let me reconfirm, Ms. Enval, that we have no public comments on this. All right, thank you.
That is correct.
Any
We don't-
board members have a differing opinion on this matter? All right, with that said, Dr. Jenkins, you and your staff have clear direction.
Okay, now we're moving up to the northwest side of the county for 90 K8 N7. This first slide shows the red lines of the elementary school zones. The north line and the west line are the Lake County lines. 90 K8 N7 lies in the Zellwood zone. It's circled there. We also have 24E N7 coming online, but after the 10-year projected right now. Planning, and then also 134E N7 down in the south part. Both of these are in the Zellwood zone as well. Next, we go to the green lines of the middle school zones. 90 is there in the middle. It's in the Wolf Lake Middle School Zone. Apopka Middle School Zone is on the right side, and Piedmont Lakes is down in the south. You can see all the growth that's there as well. This development layer is in both the maps for the elementary and the middle school. There's another middle school that's online coming in maybe in about 10 years, the 42M N7. Next we have 90K8 N7 zone in yellow. It sits in the Zellwood zone, as I said before, and students would be coming from Zellwood and Wolf Lake Elementary Schools. Here's option 1 for the middle schools. 90 sits in the Wolf Lake Middle School zone. Students would be coming from the middle school, from the Wolf Lake Middle School zone. In the top area up here, you could see some students from Wolf Lake would be going to Apopka Middle School. Here's the data table. I'll give you a minute to review the numbers. In option 2, this area up in the north stays the same. Up by, up in the north by Mount Plymouth Road. In the south area by 441 or Orange Blossom Trail, there's an area that will be changed from Apopka Middle School over to Wolf Lake Middle School. Here are the numbers. The numbers for 90, Wolf Lake Elementary and Zellwood Elementary remain the same for all of the options. We're trying to balance the numbers between Apopka Middle School and Wolf Lake Middle School. Those are the areas to pay attention to. For option 3, we bring a little bit more area by 441. There are South Orange Blossom, or Orange Blossom Trail, sorry. That area again, we're adding more students going from Apopka Middle School to Wolf Lake Middle School. And the numbers for the data table. Okay, on to option 4. In this particular option, we're moving students by Welsh Road from Apopka Middle School into Wolf Lake Middle School and leaving the students that were down around Orange Blossom Trail in the south in Apopka Middle School. And the data table for this option. And finally, option 5. In this option, we combine sort of both sides and taking students from Apopka Middle School in the south by Orange Blossom Trail over to Wolf Lake Middle School, and then up in the north by Ponkin Road, taking students from Wolf Lake Middle School over to Apopka Middle School. This particular zone aligns the elementary zone and the middle school zone for Rock Springs Elementary, all attending Apopka Middle School. And the numbers for this one. Here are all the options side by side. The elementary option is the same for all 5 options. And then option 2, 3, 4, 5 show the different versions for the middle school. And the options overview for 90, K8, and 7. We have the projections going out for 2022, 24, and 30 for all 5 options. In the community response, for option 1, for and support to oppose. For option 2, for and support to oppose. For option 3, for and support to oppose. Option 4, 3 support, 3 oppose. And option 5, 3 support, 3 oppose. The staff recommendation is for option 1 for the elementary school and option 3 for the middle school. To look that one over again, here's the elementary option. It was the same for all the options. And the middle school option. The data table again for that option. That concludes my presentation for 90 and K8 and 7. Dr. Jenkins.
Chair.
Thank you. Member Byrd, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'm so sorry if there's noise in the background. I have construction going on. I am in support of the staff's recommendations on this one, and I just want to thank Carol and her team. They really did, as our other school board member, Ms. Colbert said, they really worked hard on this one as well. I know they came up with so many options and really listened to, you know, my concerns about keeping the numbers low in the middle schools. I think I did have a conversation with Dr. McGowan earlier today about looking at the option 3, but then maybe coming in and looking at another option for some targeted rezoning to help Wolf Lake a little more, maybe to Piedmont Lakes. So I think we're going to explore that a little bit. But as far as these options go, I am in support of 1 and 3. Thank you.
Okay, we have indication of direction from the representative of the district, Member Byrd. Any board members disagree with that? All right, Dr. Jenkins, you and your staff have directions moving forward?
Good afternoon. Now we're going to 132 MW4.
Can I ask you to speak a little bit louder?
Yes. We're going to now go to 132 MW4, another middle school, commencing August 2022. And this one is going to open in Horizon West, giving relief to Bridgewater and Sunridge. You can, as you can see on the development layer, the growth coming and the location of the new school. I want to point out the hashed area, that's the Disney area. Now going to option 1. Option 1 includes Sunridge Middle School, Horizon West Middle School, and Bridgewater Middle School. And the table for option 1. And moving to option 2. Option 2 is like option 1, including Sunridge Middle School, Bridgewater, Horizon West Middle School. And the only difference between option 1 and option 2 is the area between the new school and Sunridge, giving additional area into the new school. And the table for option 2. And we have one more option, option 3, which also gives additional area being moved from Sunridge Middle School to the new middle school. And the table for option 3. And all 3 options side by side. and our projection table. We did receive some responses from community for option 1, 7 families in support and 17 in oppose. For option 2, 10 families supporting and 14 opposing. And for option 3, 10 in support and 14 in oppose. For staff recommendation, superintendent staff recommendation is option 2. And the table again. Dr. Jenkins?
Madam Chair.
Thank you to the team on this one. It's getting harder and harder to divide the lines by the nuances of the villages and the communities in Horizon West. This one was very difficult. We moved lines and numbers and did a lot of deep dive drilling. There's not a perfect solution, but I think this one is terrific. And we are still in the future going to have to deal with some largely overcrowded schools and maybe not having enough space, and that's a discussion for another time. But if you look at those projection numbers for 2 and 3 years from now, all those middle schools are pretty darn full. So with that, I would like to move the staff recommendation for option 2 forward.
Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. We have a recommendation from the district representative. Do we have any board members who disagree? All right, seeing and hearing none. Dr. Jenkins, you and your staff have direction to move forward.
Now we're discussing 89 EW4 and 114 EW4, 2 elementary schools opening in Horizon West, commencing August 2022. First slide is the development layer with the location of the new school, 89 EW4, and the location of 114 EW4. There's also 2 additional elementary schools coming in the future that will give relief to Water Spring Elementary. And there's another one. And option 1 includes Whispering Oak Elementary, Water Spring Elementary, Summer Lake, and Castle View. And the table for option 1. You can see on the table 2 schools highlighted in gray, Independence and Kings Crossing, because these 2 schools will be involved in the other options. And going to option 2, option 2 is the same as option 1, except it does include Kings Crossing and Independence. So the borderline between the rest of the schools are exactly as in option 1. Table for option 2. And now it's option 3. Option 3 is based on option 1, with the difference between the south part of 89 and 114. It's adding additional subdivision to 89 to balance out the numbers between these two schools. And the table for option 3. And option 4, it's exactly the same as option 3, except it's adding King's Crossing and Independence to the option. And the table for option 4. And our last option, option 5, is built on option 4, with the difference in King's Crossing and Independence. There are 2 subdivisions close to King's Crossing that are being kept in King's Crossing, and 2 subdivisions that are being moved to Independence. And the table for option 5. And all 5 options side by side. And our projection table. We did include numbers for 2020, for the year of 2024 and 2027, because this is the time frame when the 2 additional schools in Water Spring Elementary will open. And this is the community response. For option 1, 7 families in support, 7 in oppose. For option 2, 4 in support, 10 in oppose. Option 3, 4 in support, 10 in oppose. Option 4, 2 supporting and 12 opposing. And option 5, 4 supporting and 10 opposing. Superintendent staff recommendation is option 5. Dr. Jenkins?
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Amval, no comments? Thank you. Vice Chair?
This one was so hard, which is why there's 5 options before you. There were a lot of things that we had to accomplish, including helping Whispering Oak, because we have not been able to find a location close to them for a relief school. And it's really hard because Keene's Crossing and Independence both have such density around them. And they're very close to many neighborhoods, and close to each other. So it was, the community has seen these. I'm sure that we're going to get people still commenting because there's a lot of thoughts on this, but I do think this is the best option at this point going forward. So I would like to adopt and recommend the staff recommendation on this.
Okay. I don't think you said move, did you? You say you support moving forward this direction. Okay, thank you.
I corrected myself.
No, thank you, thank you. Any members of the board disagree? The district representative? No. So, Dr. Jenkins, you and your staff have direction to move forward with advertising this option.
Our final rezoning is conversion of Orange Center Elementary to a K-8, commencing August 2022. The first map is the developmental layer for the Orange Center Elementary, and you'll see in the West Ridge zone further south, there's yellow, which is platting, meaning that there's growth coming or ground has been broken and they will be starting to build shortly. And that is where a lot of the growth is coming at this time. Green is your middle school or are your middle school current zones, the green lines. Here is option one, and option one shows the yellow would be the new Orange Center K-8. The purple is the Memorial Middle School current zone, or would be the Memorial Middle School current zone. The data table The next slide shows option two. Now we're involving West Ridge since we are moving middle school students into the elementary school, and we've taken from Memorial. We take students below Americana from West Ridge, which helps alleviate West Ridge's numbers, and put students back into Memorial, or move students into Memorial School Zone. The data table. Okay. We have option 3. In this option, we take a little further into below Americana. So we take more students below Americana from West Ridge into Memorial. The numbers. Side by side of the maps. And the overview for the next 10 years. We have received in support of option 1, 0, 0 opposed. Option 2, in support, 0, opposed, 0. Option 3, we have received 1 family's input for support, 0 opposed. It is the superintendent's staff recommendation for option 2. Dr. Jenkins?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And once again, Ms. Enville, any public comments? No. All right, thank you. Just want to make absolutely certain. Member Felder, you're recognized. Member Felder, are you on the line with us?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. I saw the tedious work that they put together in trying to get this rezoning. And I did have some members from my constituency. They had some issues with Orange Center being a middle school. I tried to allay their fears by telling them that that's a good thing, I believe, because it's a direct feeder, I believe, to Jones High. So I would like to go with the recommendation. One of the issues I'm learning in my district is that there's no more room. I mean, it's growing, but I mean, it's just it's no room hardly. So I know you all are trying to do what you can to get schools populated. So I'd like to go with the group's recommendation for Orange Center. Is that okay?
Yes, so we have direction. We have no formal action because we are not poised for that. We have direction for what we're going to advertise. I do want to take input from other board members in case there's any disagreement or difference of opinion. Member Gallo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I 100% support the recommendation made. I do have a question and I spoke to Dr. McGowan about this on the phone call, and thank you to you and your team for all the work that you do putting these maps together, because it's never easy and involving children. And kudos to Member Gould, because the majority of them are coming out of her area. So, and she handles it so well. So, my question is, the K through 8, those numbers are very low, 420 for a K through 8. So I guess my question is to the superintendent on what plans we have moving forward to try to increase those numbers to get that school at a higher occupancy or a higher enrollment.
Yeah, we've looked at that, Member Gallo, and quite frankly, we know we need to recruit additional attendance there. We are very hopeful that the Lift Orlando project and the additional housing coming to the area will bolster the student enrollment in that area. It's part of our previous MOU that we would matriculate to a K-8, but we are hopeful that at the same time there will be student growth because of that development.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, any further comments from board members? All right, with that, Dr. Jenkins, as I said, you and your team have direction to move forward. And Dr. Jenkins, anything further to come before the board?
Nothing further, Madam Chair. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, it is 1:58, and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you all. I had to put that time out there. Sorry.
Cannot,
Got the writing on the wall. I sped up probably more than I should have, but okay.
yeah, you did fine.
Don't forget you need to talk to